What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video, man. Hey man, it's been a while, since I've been away. I've just been really busy with other stuff offline, honestly. At a certain point, I was kind of distracted from YouTube. I decided, to take a break and then focus on what I was doing. I really wanted to create content at that time when my attention is not really in the creation process. Thank you for all those people who've been checking on me, sending messages, calling and all that. I really do appreciate it. It means so much to me, Today I'm back on your screen. Somebody sent me a video this morning about some African American who have challenges, resettling back in Africa, like in Ghana. So today's video is to share with you their honest experience they've had in Ghana. I really like the couples. I like the authenticity of the message they put out. I'm just gonna share with you my perspective on how you can avoid those challenges. So that's about today's video. You guys stay tuned, watch the video, and let me know if you like to see more of this kind of videos in the comment box.
I tried so hard to stay here in Africa, but I really think my time is up now. I had enough. I cannot afford to live here. I feel broke and I feel poor in Africa. I feel like I'm going to be out there selling some shit soon because this ain't making no sense to me. I pay $130 a day to drive around in a truck. I pay $100 a day to live in a 2-bedroom and there's 6 of us with no hot water, no stove, no refrigerator. The refrigerator broke. Then on top of that, I got lizards crawling in the bed with me. I live in America in a mansion, and we don't have to put no water on the stove. We got steady hot water.
This first segment, she talked about, prices being very high in Accra. So for all of you who are watching this video and are thinking of like coming to Accra, either to visit or like to permanently stay. But before you even stay, you have to come and visit first. Come and visit and see if it really works for you, Let me just put this out there. Accra is like one of the most expensive cities in Africa. That's the Greater Accra alone has a population of 6 million. So that's huge, meaning there's a competition for resources. Of course, the prices are always gonna be very, very high, And in certain, I understand what he's saying too. Even though you pay that high amount of money, the quality of service may not be at the level you expected. Myself, have had that experience too. And I'm glad she's putting this out there so people who are coming, kind of understand the environment that, they are coming into. So you guys don't get totally disappointed. I understand that. I also think, by putting up content like this, it can help, send the message out there so people who are, doing this kind of businesses can improve their services too. Like if you really want something like really luxurious, like 100% everything is working, you have to really pull out some money, because there's a competition for that. And sometimes probably what you may pay may not be very different from what you pay in the US, but the quality of the service, you have in the US is higher than the quality of service you have for the same price you pay here in Accra. I think I interviewed somebody before. He also talked about the same thing, that Accra is expensive in a weird way. And this was some of the things he was talking about. You pay almost the same prices as you pay, in the West, maybe Europe or America, but the quality of the service or somehow there's a difference, So if you are coming to Accra to visit or to stay, this is one of the challenges you may have to go through as somebody coming from the West. So this is just to prepare you mentally, you know what I mean?
Steady electricity, and the only time our electricity get cut off is when we don't pay the bill. And we got it so good now, we got prepaid electricity, so if we forget to pay the bill, we put some money on that prepaid thing and it comes right back on in 2 minutes. In less than 2 minutes. This shit right here didn't come on for 14 hours yesterday. I can't deal. I love the people. Don't get me wrong, when I'm outside, I'm having fun. I love people, but when I come back to reality, when you come back home, home is where the heart is, right? When you come back home, you're supposed to feel comfortable, you're supposed to be happy. I'm not happy.
And then the other things he talked about is with this electricity and unstable electricity. This is one of the challenges you have in Africa. There's like so much of uncertainty. You might not know when the lights might go off. You might not know when the water may go off. So for me, what I'll have to say about this, if you are coming from the West, America, Europe, the things here doesn't work exactly as you have them in America or as you have them in Europe. Like it's a different style altogether, And so if you are coming from the US or from America, you need to put up an African mindset. Like that's how things can get smoother for you, Most of the African countries haven't reached that level yet. Africans who are watching this, for us we can see changes because in the past electricity and water wasn't as stable as it is today, you know. So Africa actually needs like builders. If you are coming to Africa, you know, you need a different mindset, like really, like how everything is 100% in the US, it doesn't exactly work like that here in Africa. You have to come, you know, lower yourself down, understand the systems, and then, you know, take a step. This is not to scare you, it's just to tell you that yes, this is one of the challenges we have, and these are the things, like for us it has become normal because we understand the system, you know. We know when there's power, we have to make sure we charge our phones to make sure, you know, everything is on point before the power goes off, because we understand the system. But for some people, you know, it's not like that yet.
Every house I look for, the house is expensive as hell. Oh my God. 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800, 900, $1 million to live in a house where you look outside and all you see is turkeys and ducks and chickens and sheeps and old malnourished cows. I didn't even pay that much for my house in America. And everybody I talk to is saying the same thing. Oh, this house is $500,000. Oh, this house is $200,000. This house is $300,000. I'm like, I can't afford to live here. I cannot. I paid $100,000 for my house and a good ass community.
She's talking about housing. This is an interesting problem, you know. It all boils down to what I'm saying, you know. Africa, we've adopted our own way of life, you know, which might be very different from the US. So it's very, in Africa, it's very normal sometimes, you know, to see, let's say, a nice story building, but then just outside, you know, opposite the house, you can see, let's say, an open gutter, you know. And then maybe 2-3 meters later forward, you can see another story building, which is very nice. And then you may see another open. So this is the thing. So in Africa, most of the time, like the part that is demarcated to them, that's what we really care about. So that's why we develop and then, you know, build our own houses. So anything outside that, we're like, okay, either we come together and do it, or sometimes, you know, some people just volunteer and, you know, make sure that everything is okay. But for the most part, leave the rest to what it is, you know. Maybe later when the government come and then decide to clear it, or maybe do a road on it. But I understand her frustration. And so what they are selling, you know, they are selling with their building, you know. That problem you see, it is what it is, man.
But y'all, I'd rather go back to America and deal with the racism in America before I sit here in Africa and deal with the bullshit bribery, the bullshit fraud, the bullshit scams, the bullshit too expensive, the bullshit not having no snacks, the bullshit not having no food, the bullshit electricity, the bullshit hot water, the bullshit what's that shit called that be coming down? The bullshit animals, it's scorpions outside the house, it's big ass spiders, it's big ass lizards, colorful lizards you ain't never seen before, all in the fucking room with you, sleeping with you, all the bullshit people trying to scam you when you go outside thinking you rich, so they trying to get more money off of you. I'm really trying to wrap my head around this shit. I'm really trying to wrap my head around how are Americans coming to Africa and being happy. Please comment down below. Because for me,
she's talking about is people like trying to, you know, exploit her ignorance of the market price. It happens to me sometimes myself, you know, but how I get around with it is when I try to speak pidgin, then, you know, I escape. Or if I'm with my friends, I let my friends do the talking. You know, I think this is just what it is everywhere. It's business. You know, if you're new in the country and people really think you don't understand the prices, they try to dupe you, you know. And so my advice on this one is, if you are thinking of visiting Ghana or even like coming to stay, like get a local friend. I mean, the social media age, you can get a friend online easily, you know, who can, you know, potentially help you if you come down, you know, with those things, maybe take you around, show you what the country has to offer, and then escape these price scams, you know, or maybe like really understand what the market price is and then insist on what you know, because at the end of the day, if you can provide the market price and they're not willing to take that, it's to their loss, you know.
I'm ready to go. And I always used to say, if it's up to me, it will be. And I'm going to go out to Africa and make shit happen. No, I don't want to. I want to take my businesses back to America. I want to open up shop back in America, open up my dentist office and all the stuff that I was going to do out here in America.
is that these couples, like, they really came out to help. They came with the intention of starting their own business, to help build Africa, because Africa, they really needs help. And so this is what I'm gonna say about people wanting to come to Africa, maybe do this kind of programs. So first of all, if you are thinking of visiting, yeah, you can join some volunteer programs, and then get the experience. But if you are thinking of like really moving back, like staying in Africa, it's advisable to be doing, let's say, a full-time job somewhere, or even a part-time job. Just get a steady paycheck coming your way, and then while you try your entrepreneurial venture, because as I said before, Africa, there's a lot of uncertainties. There's nothing really too much guaranteed, as you may have in the West. And so that alone is actually, talk less of the entrepreneurial journey itself. It may take you longer time to realize your dream. I'm not sending this video to her actually. This is for people who have never been to Ghana, to avoid some of the mistakes she did, and I'm glad that she put out this message just to, this is just to amplify her point, so you guys, a lot of people visiting or moving back to Africa can avoid some of these mistakes. I hope she doesn't leave Ghana though.